All right, welcome back to game two of Eclipse versus No Coaches. We had a very wild game one where Eclipse was in a dominating, what looked to be a dominating position, and No Coaches turned it around with some really key plays from the Shadow Shaman and the Tide Hunter. And with me again is Cam. How are you?
I'm doing good still.
All right, and same
I
for
do
Vance.
notice. Yeah, I do notice the Eclipse has swapped out. Oh God, on a rope for Mr. Penguin. So
Yep, trying to doing the nice thing and letting all of your players play.
now I do want to talk about this because we were talking over between games about the Shadow Shaman, and one thing that a lot of players don't know about, and I'm not sure how much Pyro was doing this, but it's called hex canceling. And it's a really simple thing that you stand kind of back before a fight starts, and then you cast hex on their initiator, in this case the Brewmaster. And so what happens is the game will auto-target Brewmaster with hex and cast it as soon as he's in range. So your character will run forward and start going to hex, and if Brewmaster blinks in as you're running forward, you'll get an immediate hex off, and you'll look like a goddamn god.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, but
times where you have to, double back on that. Sometimes you're gonna run too far forward, and at that point you may be in danger of getting blink clapped. But it's all a game of timing. But other than that, Pyro's reactions were godlike. None of it really looked hex canceled to me that often. So
yeah, I think Natrana did a good job of staying in the trees and staying in the fog, so that's the way to avoid getting hits canceled. But
and now it's no coach with the spice. Oh, and Eclipse is playing way more standard than they were last game.
Yeah.
A Jakiro first pick.
Oh yeah, they banned the Lycan on No Coaches, so
They don't the dire Lycan.
Yep.
Of course, Lycan, if he starts doing bad, just heads on in the jungle. He's pretty well protected. Also has better ancient access and better Roche access.
Yeah.
Same thing kind of with Radiant Doom. But and I think the Skywrath pick there's a little bit forced out by the Shadow Shaman taking. Because Shadow Shaman Skywrath will just kill people. I think that's one criticism I have right now of this meta, is I feel like a lot of picks end up being more not what's best for your team, but what's best for their team to not have sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Jakiro's not a good counter example.
Yeah, I mean, Kilowatt's definitely has a plan because like the Death Prophet is the standard pick. That's why Natrana pretty much snap picked it.
10 seconds
remaining.
10 seconds remaining.
I definitely think taking Shadow Shaman's the right call too.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining.
This is a combo that he likes to draft a lot in the pub games that I've played with him. Whenever he can get it.
Time.
Yeah, I think we're not going to see too many more surprises in the draft, but who knows? I'm going to be completely honest. I actually think this meta is goddamn terrible, frankly. And we see a Visage ban out. Kiliwas has got... Kiliwas, you know I'm not on Eclipse, right? You know I'm just casting. I'm just kidding. But
yeah.
Visage definitely played pretty annoyingly.
Yeah. But they did win that tri lane.
10 seconds
They were able to get kills twice until Natrana ultimately rotated up and just like murdered them and got the tower.
Yeah. This meta though, it's just like these bans and picks look really similar to last game. The only thing really different is the Pugna and Visage because they were obviously picked differently.
Well, but Death Prophet's in this game.
Yeah, Death Prophet's in this game. When she was banned last game, Lycan's not in this game because he was banned. There's the Viper. Like, I don't know. It's I've never been so. Because in the past, there's obviously been metas that have been kind of stale, but this one's like, I don't know, maybe this one's got bagworms or some shit. Like you left it on the wrong shelf, and now it's got bagworms. It's like, gotta throw that out.
You know,
don't want cereal to crunch in the wrong places.
I just like. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad for me because at least the games end. They usually end quicker in this meta.
I'm not a fan of that.
I don't like 70-minute farm fests.
Oh. They're not farm fests, they're fun fests.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the Dazzle that much here. I think he's just going to get silenced by Skywrath because there's really no one else to silence other than Shadow Shaman.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a fan of having both your supports be weak to Skywrath. That's one thing I'm not a fan of.
Well, I mean, most supports are weak to Skywrath, right? Like, all of them need to cast spells.
Reserve time.
Unless you have a
Yeah.
Wraith King support.
But Wraith King support's good. I don't know. I just feel like you kind of
I
Don't
think
really-
the Dazzle is there for minus armor.
Dire team band.
Just because like Death Prophet just deals so much physical damage and so does Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So they might go with a Tide just because.
10 seconds
Yeah, why
remaining.
not?
Yeah.
But
What I meant by
nothing,
support-
nothing's a,
5
nothing's a
seconds
surprise,
remaining.
Yeah. The one thing I was talking about more with the support thing is it sucks when both your
Reserve
supports are
time.
the only people that are weak to Skywrath.
I see.
Viper and Death Prophet don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If you silence them, it's like either DP waits for 6 seconds for her ult, which you shouldn't have already cast.
Or she just yules herself.
Yeah, or Viper literally laughs at you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure the character actually plays like a laughing line. We see the Tide band out. Kiliwas played very well last game.
Yeah.
They're kind of in a similar situation where all they need is an offlaner. And it makes me I actually think this is going to be a mid Jakiro, I'm pretty sure.
Could be a mid Skyrath.
I'm going with mid Jakiro. I think Jakiro does a little bit
10
more out of mid
seconds
than
remaining.
Skyrath does, actually.
I mean,
I mean, we'll
does,
see.
I mean,
5
Death Prophet's
seconds
not going to
remaining.
move, so normally you want Jakiro mid if you know that the enemy off mid's going to move away and then you get to
Reserve
liquefy it down. Death Prophet does a pretty good job of keeping the wave on your side.
Yeah.
Dire team
I think
band.
Clockwork's a pretty good band there, actually.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
Kiliwas, my friend.
Yeah.
This is Power Trip. This is Eclipse.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
What about Centaur? I mean, I know Netrano's a big fan of Centaur.
I think Centaur is pretty much
10 seconds remaining.
kind of the right pick for both teams right now, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
both teams really don't have that
5
much in the
seconds
way
remaining.
of strong disable.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. Boom.
Like, neither team has anything in its way of strong disable. Like, Shadow Shaman's pretty much it in the entire game. So Centaur with his
Now,
ult
I
kind
know
of...
Kilowas has a favorite hero, and
Who is
it's
that?
and it's an off lane, and it's
Who
a
is-
bounty hunter. I don't know. Saving his hero for last, and I don't know.
It's a little weak here. Bounty Hunter can't really blow anybody up on that team other than the Shadow Shaman.
Oh, but yeah. Oh man.
You know what? No, I like it. Never mind. Because think
5
about it.
seconds
Shadow Shaman's
remaining.
not going to get shackles off because they're going to get stopped every time. Dazzle's going to get focused, so he's going to have to burn as much of his stuff on him as he can.
Reserve time.
Like, you got 50 seconds, Kiliwas, to make the right decision. Do it.
Best drafter in RD2L, he claims. Self-proclaimed best drafter. So.
We should have a 1v1 draft tournament. I'm tired of all these players playing mid, acting like 1v1 mid matters. Where's my 3v3 tri-lane wars? I'll win that shit for days. Get my Bud Strenuous. Get my Carry Murder Cat. We'll run that shit.
Invoker.
Ooh. I
That's
don't know
Big
about
Lost
this.
Smoker.
I don't know about this because.
I like it, honestly.
All right, so personally, the way I see it is Invoker just is hard countered by BKB, right? And I see some pretty good BKB heroes. Like I don't mind getting BKB on Death Prophet at all. And I think that their whole Brewmasters, it's hard to counter, but yeah.
You know what Invoker does counter, though?
Hmm?
Is a Centaur ult.
Yeah.
'Cause You got a tornado coming flying at your face. It's hard to run in.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, do you want to introduce the Radiant again?
Sure, I'll take Radiant.
Yeah.
Alright, in the top lane, we got everybody going up top right now to get some wards down. On the Jakiro, we have K-Stiggs. He was the Razor last game. He'll probably be playing on the Jakiro. I was right, cough cough. Pyro, amazing Shadow Shaman from last game, will be on the Witch Doctor. Kiliwas will be taking up the Invoker in the off lane. We'll have G-Man 618 on the support Skywrath. And, Natrana. And finally, we have Invaders on the Panda.
I think that's a shout out to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Natrana is playing on the Centaur. Soundboy is with them on the Dazzle, dropping some wards. We got Mr. Penguin
30
and Optimistic
seconds to
Zack in the
battle.
top lane, who might get caught out if they one too far, and we have Polonium mid again. Wait, no, he wasn't mid. They essentially swapped it up, and on the Death Prophet.
He was mid last game. Oh yeah,
He
he was
started
point.
off mid, and then he swapped because they saw the.
I wouldn't call that swapping it up. Intentional mid, playing mid in game 2. Yeah. Polonium really kind of got caught out a lot in that top tri lane as Pug by that Earthshaker. A little bit.
Yeah, it's a little different playing if you're used to playing mid and switching over to the safe lane farmer with the tri lane, because normally you like to be really aggressive and you don't factor in all the other heroes.
Yeah.
So Invaders gets the better block, which is pretty important if you're in a melee versus ranged matchup. Alright, so we have a tri lane versus a dual lane here. What do you think how it's going to shake out?
Well, bottom lane, Kilios is actually getting going on pretty hard here. He's going to take a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to...
Wow, good block from
Zach. Yeah, he's got
Soundboy.
I think this is actually a huge mistake by Kilios going Exort Invoker in safe lane. I don't think I was expecting the dual lane though, so... A little bit interesting, and yeah, actually it's not a dual lane. Now that they see the lanes, they're actually going to rotate top. So now we got our 3-on-3 matchup. I kind of like the Chikiro a little bit more in it, honestly. I actually... Like, there's a lot of control on the Radiant. My only concern is if they have the damage, and Skywrath is quickly running out of... Yeah, he's not going to have much mana.
So who's been farming this? It looks like... Oh, the Chikiro's been taking the last hits, yeah.
So it's not actually a mid Chikiro.
Yeah, cough.
Sorry, I had something in my throat. Get off my dick. I don't know. I think this actually... Hey, nah, they're going to rotate Penguin bottom. Alright, then. This is...
Yeah, I don't know, because I think Viper's really good in this kind of matchup. You just max corrosive skin. I don't know about this leveling Nether Toxin first.
Denied.
Yeah, I think Centaur's gonna go top now, so they're actually just completely switching their lanes around. They've now rotated both the people that started top to top lane with TP's rolls.
Yeah. It sort of negates the first blood goal advantage. But Nitrana does come up here at level 3, and he's eating in full.
Yeah, but again, there's just not a whole lot of damage. Oh! Actually gets caught out. This should be a kill unless they have Brave up, which they don't. Sunstrike! No, not quite. But now Nitrana is just throwing around his weight on Centaur. You can kind of... There's the Nitrana I know. Ain't nowhere to go but ham. And actually, good cast comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Zach comes in after salving up, but... Again, just kind of teams flirting, but you just kind of see Eclipse comes ahead because they just have more regen right now. And there's just not really that much damage.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the concern I have with this tri-lane top, is there's not really a way to kill people other than, killing them over time with these liquid fires and these arcane bolts. But once you're out of mana on the Skywrath, you're basically relying on liquid fire to get people low enough to a point where you can kill them, at which point you still have to get through Shallow Grave, you have to get through Shadow Wave, so I actually really favor the Dire tri-lane here.
Yeah. And definitely having boots on their supports really helps.
Yeah. Zach's almost got his. He's lasted away. I'm sure Nitrana won't give him one. He can't even get one. It's alright. The struggle is real in top lane.
And bottom lane now, I think Kilios is a lot happier now that he's not getting 2-on-1.
Yeah, I really am surprised to see Exort Invoker though.
I think it's pretty common in safe lane Invoker to go Exort.
Right, but it's more. I thought the Invoker would be more of a control Invoker just to give them, more control. But I figure, I guess with the Hero and the Witch Doctor, they've got plenty of stuff to stop the Centaur from just charging and eating them alive. So. Overall, I guess it's not the worst.
I think they want to do this because just to have Sunstrike available to make it like a 3.5 against 3 at the top lane.
Yeah, and I was also kind of bitching about them not having enough damage, and in Exort Invoker will give that to you.
Yeah, especially when he gets some extra levels.
Yeah. And what we're not kind of talking about here is this Brewmaster's actually, like, a lot of last hits ahead of Quap. Or not Quap, sorry, Death Prophet.
Yeah, I actually do not like this build on Death Prophet. I prefer that point in silence to go into witchcraft. I don't think.
Up
like,
top, and
oh,
Witch Doctor dies. Zach's actually going to be able to maybe get in here. Oh, there's the Sunstrike. It's
good thing they stood
unfortunately
together.
tanked by enough people, but I think Zach's gonna die.
Nope, that's Sal.
Skyrath actually ends up getting killed by Natrana.
Oh!
Natrana's still going. He doesn't care. Oh, and there's a stun. He's dead now, unfortunately. Looks like he went to get denied, but you can't actually deny Maledict, unfortunately.
I think he just realized he was dead and just wanted to get some damage in.
Yeah, he right-clicked on him though, so it looked kind of like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
regardless, bloody fight top ends up in a 2-for-1.
Yep.
Yeah. So, kind of coming out in Eclipse's favor.
But I mean, they lose their farmer. And
They lose their farmer.
Bottom lane. Oh,
They got-
maybe this is what the silence is for, but like silence is not a control skill, you know? Like
I think it will always be a debate on every mid hero with a silence at W, because there's like Night Stalker,
Dyer's
and
middle
there's Death
tower is
Prophet.
under attack.
I'm sure there's more, but it's like, do you actually take your silence? And I don't think you do, because now you've only got, you're missing an Exorcism Spirit, which I guess isn't the worst thing. But you're also
you're at 5 spirits.
5 spirits.
Actually, no. It starts off with 3 more, so you're at 8 spirits.
8
or
spirits, not
7.
really a whole lot.
Yeah, but I think the bigger thing is I like having to actually max witchcraft first. I'll eventually go 3 points into Crypt Swarm, and then I'll finish off witchcraft with at level 7. I basically would only have 3 points into Crypt Swarm and 4
Bottom lane, actually, Polonium's getting beat up by this
Yeah.
Brewmaster split, and he's gonna drop, so.
Yeah, definitely.
And now the favors return for last game, with Invaders getting revenge.
For Kilowas.
The early brew split for a free kill.
Yeah.
And that's just the power of the brew split. It's just, you're free to it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it's just, right now, God, I gotta stop saying all this stupid shit. I keep saying definitely, and I keep saying, well, it's just in but and also, so. So I'm gonna stop doing that. It's a promise. If there's anything going on to be talking about, don't worry. But right now, it's just kind of both teams just kind of getting their farm where they can. Soundboy is actually getting Guster shotted out. This is actually not the fight they want. This Toronto's actually fenced them. Now it's kind of awkward where it's like K-Stig's job is to kind of be the sacrificial lamb, and now it's Pyro's job. Skyrath's actually not in position to really do anything. Great Ice Path, but that's just not enough. And Skyrath's still caught over there.
And
What if they realize
Natrana has 6. Oh man,
Yeah,
Natrana needed to just double edge there.
Yeah, Zach actually also wasted his good Sunstrike. It's just not in the right place, but Zach's actually burned a lot of mana on Ether Shocks when all they really needed was like a shackle. So, like that's 2 shackles in a row that he didn't have mana for, because he could have shackled G-Man, which would have gotten him killed. Because K-Sticks had just Ice Pathed. Or he could have shackled.
They actually
K-Stick.
killed G-Man, didn't they? Or no, they killed Pyro, right? Yeah.
Right, they killed Pyro. But yeah, you got to be really careful when engaging on a tri-lane with a Centaur, because Centaur starts walking forward and suddenly you have nowhere to run. You're gonna get pincered off, and after that, it's basically who do they want to kill. And now Natrana's got 6, so now it's even harder. But Invaders is 700 from his blink. He's making very good progress.
Yeah, he's been playing.
Kiliwas actually has his Midas, so as soon as the Courier gets back, he'll have a Midas available to him.
Yeah,
So-
how's the Viper doing down here?
He's winning the lane, but only barely.
Well, I mean, he started off at a lower level, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
So,
Do you think he's gonna make the mech? I mean, he's going to look for a straight, I think, Ring of Aquila. Oh shit. Polonium's dead.
actually.
Oh, good grave coming from the TP
Good grave
south.
Polonium. Viper actually just cancels his TP. That doesn't look intentional.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh, the Rock kills. The Rock says, know your role.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Jabroni.
attack.
Shut your damn mouth. But, yeah, it's just... I don't know if actually Viper intended to cancel his TP there, because he started moving right after he canceled it, and he was moving back where he would have been moving if his TP would have gone through, so... That's
I mean, Kilowas didn't even make a motion to invoke Sunstrike.
Dyer's
Yep,
structures
didn't
are
quite drop the
fortified.
script for it. Kiliwas is going that 4-4 build, and he has that
You
god...
see, Natrana's hiding his,
Dyer's top tower is
Tranquil
under
Boots.
attack.
I don't know, can you even pick him up at this point?
I don't know. See if he can.
Because-
Dyer's middle tower is under
No, he
attack.
can't.
Oh my god! He's like, please, shoot this tree, Zach.
Zach.
He's gonna try to get
Tower
it.
has fallen.
Okay,
try to get a hook
Killiwas
shot.
actually dies bottom to a solo Viper.
I'm
But
sorry,
Casey's
this is...
gonna die top, so there's gonna be 2 deaths on the map.
Oh, you need
Unfortunately, unfortunately, that was too funny to pay attention to either of those
Oh wait,
kills.
what happened to the boots?
Zach got him and
Oh,
brought
Zach.
them.
Oh.
Zach got them while the Toronto was chasing. He's like, yo, grab my boots, I have to kill this guy. And so, like, Zach grabbed his boots, then ran up and ether shocked to make sure that Shakiro died.
Yeah.
So, hilarious fight, all in all. But now they're 5-man pushing
That's-
top,
I
and
don't
I
know
feel
about
like
this.
kind of.
K-Stakes.
Yeah, there's the Stampede. It's a good stun. K-Sticks is gonna drop. And now it's kind of like, you can't really defend this tower. Skyrath's not got the health. Invoker is level 8. He's almost close to having those double Forge Spirits, but he's not quite there yet. He's still
I
like
think you
half
need level 9. Oh, he's almost level 9.
Yeah, he's half a level away, so he's not gonna have them. It's kind of like, you know, he actually just re-invoked. I think he meant to re-invoke something different, but he just re-invoked Cold Snap. So it's kind of. Yeah, Penguin's going for the mech, and they're just gonna back off now the Death Prophet ult's over. You know, just get that chip damage. Really not a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. But
So Radiant did a good job minimizing their losses. These arcane boots are going to do work for them.
yeah, right now, K-Stigs, I think he's supposed to be their mech carrier, and he needs to do just a little bit better of a job
Is under attack.
not getting bodied this hard.
Also, I think rushing the phase boots might not be the best idea.
I actually like it. Look how fast that motherfucker is. That's the
It wasn't fast enough for him to get away from a bootless centaur.
yeah, that'll happen. But
Oh, this is I think this is a mistake. I mean, Invaders has his own, but
they actually do have Blink Panda ult right now.
yeah.
And,
let's
like
see.
it. Oh dear, I tapped out. So, like they know Centaur doesn't have his Blink up. He does have Stampede, but now they've got this tower. They can just
Tower has
leave.
fallen.
I think it's because
Radiant's
the
bottom
Death
tower is
Prophet
under
left.
attack.
Because there's a good chance you can silence the Brewmaster and then stun him.
Well, the thing is, if Centaur, as soon as you hear Stampede, you just hit your ult as Brewmaster.
Brewmaster's waiting for an opening.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna find one though, unfortunately. Pyro's also waiting. And Pyro's actually going for the higher levels of Maledict. And Centaur ults, but it looks like both teams are looking to find each other now. And good split here. Like Centaur just can't get an attack up to that Liquid Fire. He is gonna get saved for now, but that Maledict will finish him off. I wonder if they have the presence of mind to actually be able to get the rock on somebody else. There is a rock going out on Zach, they're pinging it.
Oh, Death Prophet is coming in.
And from the side comes the Death Prophet. Death Prophet Spirit's doing work, but it's so easy just to blink away. Meanwhile, Killuas and Viper trade with each other in the bottom lane. And a great cast, but unfortunately, you just see actually the disengage of both teams. It's just so hard to stay on both teams. I do think Pyro's going to end up falling here, unfortunately. Yeah, there you go. But
Ghosts do hit units in fog, for those that don't know.
it is a 1-for-1 with a trade in bottom lane.
But I think Viper got the better of it because he got the experience. So.
Illusion.
Of course, Killuas does manage to get. Oh dear, that's a lot more gold. Got to do some fast on the fly math here. 18 extra gold, so maybe it is Killuas' favor. Who knows? Depends which one you like more, the experience or 18 gold.
I'll take the kill experience.
Yeah, weirdo.
Soundboy might be in trouble. I don't know why he poisoned the illusion, because seeing how the concussive shot came from elsewhere, and he cancels his TP, realizing that it was indeed an illusion.
Yeah. Sometimes you panic. But now it kind of looks like both teams are.
I think it's gonna be a push bottom. Killuas has double Force Spirits, and he doesn't know about the blue being here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Penguin goes in a very poor time because there's invaders right there. This will be a dead Penguin.
Dominating.
So he won for the Invoker, but Brewmaster was actually down there. I'm not sure if he was waiting to look for an opening, or if it just one came to him. Because it kind of looks like they were gearing for more of a push.
Right.
Anything else? Looks like Eclipse though will be happy, more than happy to trade tier 1 bottom for tier 1 mid. Especially considering the mid tower is much more valuable.
Dire's bottom
Yep.
tower is under attack.
This tower over here, often regarded as the most useless tower in the game.
Radiant's middle
Since,
tower is under
since
attack.
you have this tower to TP to and to go to Roche. They do go for the trade. I don't. Let's see. Yeah, I think
Dire's bottom tower is
Radiant might be
under
able to
attack.
defend it. They have a Eclipse, so let's see if they decide
Dire's
to.
bottom tower
Yep.
has fallen.
Nope, the Centaur ult going in, his Death Prophet. Death Prophet's actually taking a lot of damage, but there's the
Oh.
Witch Doctor ult from the side. Tron's gonna fall. Sunstrike's gonna hit Soundboy. Soundboy down now. Polonium trying to stay alive, but he can't. There's just too much damage, and the Ice Path snipes him. Invaders is gonna finish off Zac, and here's Penguin late to the party. He gets his ult dodged by the Brewmaster split, and that's a 5-for-1. Very well played by the entire team of No Coach there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just kind of, you know, realized what they needed to take that fight and did.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake there for Polonium to use his silence without waiting for the Witch Doctor. Like, you definitely need, because he probably has the longest range cancel
Dire's
on
middle
Death
tower
Ward.
is under attack.
There's really not a whole lot of. This is kind of the unfortunate of the Eclipse's draft here. Is a lot of their controls very, like their supports kind of have to get a little bit up close and personal. I'm also not sure how I feel entirely about this Dazzle build either.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that since there was a period in time where you liked Dazzle quite a bit, but skilling Dazzle is quite tricky. It's like,
It's very tricky because honestly, Shadow Wave scales very well,
yeah.
Grave scales very well, and Poison Touch is almost a need to level skill because of the way it scales.
Yep.
It doesn't scale super well, but Pyro's getting caught out here. There's no way he wins. Yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, like, you kind of have to decide which you want more. Do you want the more healing and damage, or do you want the more single targeted damage in addition to the more control? I kind of like this build, actually. I feel like level 1's worthless, and I feel like level 2 is actually pretty good. I think level 3 is a little bit better. I don't know, I feel like level 2 is good enough for what you want it for, so... It's more, I don't know how I feel about the Shallow Grave point, because it's still a 45-second cooldown.
I like it. I think it's more for the cast range. I think that's like the most important thing and why level 1 Shallow Grave sucks.
This
ass.
actually be a smoke, and here comes Natrana. Beautiful smoke kill. This should be a kill on Killuas, especially with the Stampede follow-up. Yeah, Killuas actually still alive. Gets a lot of stuff off, and now a beautiful Witch Doctor ult,
Yep.
followed by a beautiful Brewmaster ult. And they're on the run, and Penguin still hasn't finished the mech. He actually was 5 gold short before he died. And now Polonium just trying to do what he can, but he can't do much. So this smoke gank has turned around very hard, and another 5-for-1. They just can't kill people fast enough. And they don't have the mech to save them when they, you know, when they have to actually fight.
Yeah.
Like, Viper really needs this mech right now, and he was, again, he was literally at 895 gold when he died, so... Very unfortunate series of events.
Yeah,
I
I
never
think
liked
at
that.
that point you just have to like let your team know that you're so close and just wait.
Radiant's bottom tower has been.
I'm gonna be honest, a great team name would be Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Dire's top
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
Really? No, I don't think so either.
Alright, back to the game.
Push going on bottom.
Tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
there's definitely a push going on bottom. Centaur is there to defend, but like,
Yeah, I
it's
definitely
almost
think
scary to go for a fight right now.
Death Prophet just needs to save the silence. Like, it doesn't matter if you can silence 4 people, you just need it to cancel that Death Prophet, the Death Ward.
Yeah,
Dire's top tower
it's
is
kind
under
of...
attack.
You just have
Because
to
really, what
hold.
else is there to silence? Other than the Brewmaster, obviously.
It's pretty good to silence Invoker, like, at any point, but...
But like,
or
need
the
to silence people. You can't let Witch Doctor kill your team with his ult,
Yeah.
and you can't let Brewmaster kill your team with his ult.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's a lot harder to silence Brewmaster before he splits.
I didn't say it'd be easy.
Yeah, but definitely really easy to cancel Death Ward. And I think you hold it for that.
And there's really no one else, again, who really can cancel the Death Ward.
Right, I mean, until Dazzle... I mean, you don't want Dazzle to be doing the canceling with Poison Touch anyway, even if we had a level 4, because it takes, what, like 3 seconds to do it?
Yeah. Well, Polonium does have his Yules now, so
Yeah.
he will be able to cancel it much easier. And... Oh,
Mech.
I'm sorry. Mech done on Viper, so... Their team fight gets significantly better with those 2 item pickups.
Oh man, they're not even gonna get the Yules though, if they fight right now.
Yeah, unfortunately they actually scouted out the Centaur, so I think we'll probably just see
Dire's middle tower is under
Pyro.
attack.
Calm down. Pyro. Pyro. Much braver, but actually they're going in. There's a panda split going up now. Ward's dropped to defend, but their team's just caught off. And that's the Dazzle and the Death Prophet dead. Meanwhile, Natrana falls to solo Invoker. Natrana immediately buys back. He really wants to get something out of this fight, but there's nothing to get. So, oh, and then Invaders actually... He might actually get Invaders. Invaders picks off the Shadow Shaman. He will trade his life for that. But,
Yep.
Dire's middle
yeah,
tower is
it's
under
just,
attack.
Natrana buys back. I don't think it's worth it
Dire's
to get...
structures are fortified.
It might be worth it to get the assist gold for Invaders. I think Invaders probably should have been a little bit more careful. I don't think Natrana was necessarily thinking about that when he bought back. And now he's actually fighting back again, but that's not going to work out very well. That's easy death.
I think Natrana's on tilt. Just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. It's definitely a scary situation. And
It
there's
is
the
a GG. And no coaches takes it 2-0.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that actually.
Well, look at the gold chart. Yeah. It was bad, but maybe.
Oh dear,
not
that's
insurmountable.
You're down, but you're definitely not out. Well, good game to both teams.
Yep.
Thanks for letting us coach and all. Or cast. Come on, you can't do it. No casters next season. Promise me, kill you, us.
See ya.
Later.
Thanks.
Natrana gets sheeped out. Immediate
All right,
backup.
I think we fixed it. Yeah, I think it's because I changed my speaker output midway. Yeah, so it's
Lycan Wolves just kind of scouting around now. They are going to get caught out by the Sentry Ward. So, Natrana goes in, blinks on the Earthshaker. Earthshaker with a good stun though, but Natrana still gets that ult off. This is going to be a dead Earthshaker.
Yep, that's a really good call. That
Not even a chance. K-Stiggs blinks in. It's not in a good situation right now. Unfortunately, a lot of his razor damage is hitting that familiar, but he is pretty tanky. It's just
Oh, here goes the rock.
not going to be
And a
tanky.
call.
The Rock says, know your role. Witch Doctor does drop in the backside to Killywas. Killywas has Mech and Ravage coming up, but it's not going to matter. Unless
Oh,
his
Rabbit's
team...
gonna kill Zach.
Ravage will kill Visage. Can he kill Axe, though?
Oh.
Needs an Anchor Smash. Oh, beautiful timing by Killywas,
Oh.
and he gets an Ultra Kill. Brilliant saving of the Mech there. Really baited them in. I don't know if they knew he had that or not. But that really caught them, and now Tide's got his blink after, getting 4 free kills. They do get the bottom tower with the power of Pugna. But Pugna's still 200 off his mech, and this is a mid tower for the tire. It's just like, it's a lot of advantage. Really, I mean, if you look at the gold graph, it looks like it's a goddamn integrated function with this vertical drop and all.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, just overall, good fight.
Yeah, I mean.
And very well played by Killywas.
Yeah, I think definitely they must have not have thought that he had Ravage because there's no way Visage should be there.
Yeah. But he did, unfortunately. Lycan's still just kind of, yeah.
I'm gonna switch over to net worth and wow.
Yeah.
After that ultra kill, Killuas is #1.
Climbing the charts.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if the Radiant decide just to stack up mid again and take it, because without Ravage... But the Ravage is the only thing they actually have down, though.
Invisibility. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like, because there's still Shadow Shaman wards, there's still Lycan ult, there's still Earthshaker ult. Earthshaker's stacking Ancients right now for Lycans. That's gonna be a lot. Like, I actually think this is a mistake to stack up mid again, especially after that fight. I mean, Killuas and his original Xbox ball that he's dragging around may not have his Ravage, but...
when Natrana's about to... Oh, man. How does it... Oh, he has a step sent. Oh,
Killuas getting caught out, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, man, that sucks. Immediately gets the ward canceled by a Fisher, and they just have to back after that. Both Shadow Shaman and Witch Doctor barely escaping with their lives right now. Beautiful Echo Slam hits at a lot, but it's not enough. This Axe is actually just crushing people. Invaders is going to have to run away. He's actually dead to Battle Hunger. He gets a regen, actually. Earthshaker dies in the back. Just trying to get any source of damage on him, but...
they're gonna leave Invaders.
Yeah, they can't unfortunately kill him. He does pop a regen kind of ill-advisedly, but very good turnaround from Eclipse to get that fight.
Yeah, that the Brewmaster split
Dire's middle tower is under
came off
attack.
cooldown at the right time, and that was a huge call, Berserker call
Dire's
from
middle
coming
tower
out
has
from on a rope.
fallen.
Yeah.
Because I think they just overcommitted on the Shadow Shaman there and sent way too many people. I mean, not the Witch Doctor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, because once Witch Doctor blows his ult, it's kind of like, who really cares if he's alive? I mean, yeah, the Voodoo Restoration's kind of annoying, but you definitely have the burst to go through it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you probably weren't going to win the fight anyway. But, yeah, overall, an interesting game so far.
Yeah, I
To say
mean,
the least.
first off, the Shadow Shaman, like, nearly escaping. But he didn't use wards there. I guess he was just he was just so low that he didn't want to get clipped off by just any stray damage.
Yeah. And now Eclipse is just kind of roaming around looking to take whatever tower they can. Brewmaster doesn't have his ult up, so he'll probably just defend if he needs to, but top lane is just... You got Axe that you can't get through, you got Pugna that's blasting your towers down, you got a Visage that's being incredibly annoying with birds and making it so if you do commit to a fight, you're not going to win it. Like, not a good situation to be in. But they definitely have everything up right now except for Earthshaker ult. And I've definitely said definitely in like every sentence for the past 3 minutes, so...
Yeah, but these Lycan Wolves are just constantly scouting out the Radiant, and
Very well played by Invaders.
but Natrana's ult, Brewmaster ult is not actually a long cooldown considering it lasts for like 20 seconds, so it does
Right.
have something like a 20% uptime at max level, which is pretty good.
He's got it up now, so...
Yeah, so they're looking to fight at every single primal split, looks like. But it's not like No Coaches has no big ults of their own. Echo Slam is actually cooling off very quickly.
Dire's
But the thing is
bottom
about
tower is under
Rasta
attack.
wards is that they're so much better on offense than on defense.
Yeah. They're not too shabby on defense if you can kind of get them to commit to the fight and then drop them.
Dire's bottom
But
tower
if you
is
drop them
under
too early,
attack.
they just leave, and if you drop them too late, they just walk past them, so...
Yep.
Gotta kind of time it exactly perfectly. And I think Killuas really has to make sure he gets his Blink ult off here. But...
So it's really a game of who gets the initiation in.
Yep.
Oh, here comes
Looks
Natrana, and
oh,
he's gonna get
beautiful
hexed.
Hex. Gets stunned out, gets shackled immediately.
Oh.
Ravage hits everybody except the Axe, unfortunately, which means Natrana's gonna get his ult off. Pugna drops, Visage is forced to leave, but it doesn't matter, they're just getting so much off. Lycan re-engaging, Anchor Smash, as you see, just hits those birds so hard. Axe forces the Earthshaker away, but K-Stick just lighting people up, Axe is chopping them apart. There's just bloodshed everywhere, but it looks like No Coach is coming out on top of this fight, actually, and now Natrana on the run.
Oh, G-Man! That was... You've been hitting
Oh
such
no,
great
you don't
fissures.
cast after that. Just stare into the camera with a look on your face, like, alright. Everyone, please report Earthshaker, Feeder, Peru. But that's alright. His team wins the fight in very convincing fashion.
Yeah, that was...
Plenty of thanks to himself.
That was... I'm gonna give the MVP there to Pyro. Like,
Yeah.
stalling out the Hex. Because what happens is when you Hex the Brewmaster, everybody comes in to try to save him. And that lets Killuas get a huge Ravage off on everyone else.
Unfortunately, his Ravage didn't quite clip the Axe, who managed to blink in and stop the ult, or stop the Shackle. But just overall, the damage coming out from K-Sticks plus the Ravage on everyone else was enough to split the fight hard enough that the Shadow Shaman wards we were talking about really... Well, he didn't even actually use them, he still got them.
Yeah.
He should really be dropping them right now, I think. But-
Well, I want to point out, this is what happens when you lose a fight against a Lycan. He always takes something. So,
yeah.
It's a good thing though, like when you're up against a Lycan, you want to take fights on the Lycan side of the map because it gives them less to take. And let's see if Zach's gonna scout this out. He's in the vicinity, but I think he's gonna scout the Ancients instead.
Yeah.
Oh! Uh-oh! Actually, Invaders just revealed himself. Alright,
Yeah.
so-
I think it's fine, though. I don't think it's that big a deal. It'll be interesting to see if they actually choose to take a fight here. more than
well,
anything.
Primal
They
Split's
have
up
everything
again.
Yeah. It's just the Axe is not nearby. I kind of almost would want to see Invaders force the issue, but he really doesn't have the health to do it.
No, definitely not.
I don't think he should. I want to see it. I want that bloodshed. They see the ward coming out. Visage Birds come in to snipe 2 Ancients. Jesus Christ.
Well
That
played
is
from Zach.
almost 350 gold straight for Visage. That's...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gold makes Visage happy.
Gold makes a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
And especially 400 gold you can take from a Tide, which doesn't really do a whole lot once he's got Mech Blink, to be honest. But definitely doesn't hurt to make it so he can't have it.
Yeah, and actually Neutrana's done with his eggs. He just needs to deliver. But
Yeah,
I think that
quick counter ward here, bottom.
I think they're gonna need to. He might need to use the eggs before the ult before the eggs arrives.
Yeah, and if we talk about something that's a little bit fucking on the stupid edge of things, this sentry ward.
Yeah, worthless.
No, the model on it.
Oh.
I actually think this really should have been fixed a long time ago, and it's kind of annoying that it hasn't been.
What do you mean?
It's the exact same color as a regular observer ward. The eye is yellow.
Wait, hold on. For whatever reason, holy crap, we're having issues. I have open mic on, but it's okay. For some reason, it wasn't working before.
All right.
So.
Welcome to casting. If you've ever seen a join Dota stream, this is nothing new for you.
Yeah, like whatever reason, the icon wasn't showing even though I had open mic on.
Yeah, but if you see
so we have a smoke gang coming in.
it's not anything. Let's talk about this central ward.
All right.
Like you see this yellow eye, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed how many pro players use this ward, and I don't know if that's why, but this smoke gang's actually going to find both teams are actually smoked right now. Initiation on the Witch Doctor, and they're going to lose two. I really think they don't want to initiate this fight.
Big call!
Never mind.
Holy cow!
Oh my!
This is
Beautiful call, and it just doesn't matter, unfortunately.
Actually, it does.
It does matter, actually. I didn't quite realize that did Witch Doctor buy back? Yeah, okay, Witch Doctor bought back. Okay.
But
So big call actually kind of evens the fight, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know. Evening the fight's really not what you're looking for right now. You want to win those fights.
yeah.
They're gonna go for a Roche, and it's pretty easy to take with the Brewmaster and the Visage.
Yep, Brewmaster.
Especially with the medallion.
Dodge. Chance is really good.
We're gonna see birds hopefully land. There we go. Second one. There it goes.
I think the Dire might be aware of this.
They're sure not really doing a whole lot. Yeah, they don't know. So this is a
definitely if you were aware of it, the Razor would have
done
used the
something.
plasma field.
Yeah, so this is a free Roche.
Fine, but-
The Brewmaster gets out immediately. But yeah, things are kind of going Eclipse's way now. That was a big fight for no coach that they should have won pretty handily, but they just stacked a little bit too much, and Axe got that call off.
Got a 5-man call there. Wow.
5-man call is pretty good. But even with 5-man call, they still lost a good bit because they didn't have the Witch Doctor up, unfortunately.
I think Honor Rogue needs to use his ult.
Yeah, that's some gold worth using. It's always that kind of awkward question. Actually, Optimus Zach has his Axe now.
Yeah.
I was wondering why he wasn't ulting again, but that's why. It's kind of this awkward thing where it's like, what do you really buy on Axe? Because you kind of want him to get those attacks in because you got the blade
It's
mail.
got a heart, man.
Yeah.
Soak that.
Well, that's why he spent it. That's why he's saving. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think Vanguard's really good early. Like even though Vanguard's generally regarded as a bad item, like damage block is just so good on
Tronic
Axe.
goes in, immediately ults, and Ty's just on the run. This doesn't really do much other than give them the free tower.
Dire's middle tower is
Um,
under attack.
Actually, it's doing quite a bit. But
Radiant's top
Yeah,
tower
Again,
is
it's
under
about
attack.
halfway through, but they're gonna get this tower, and I think it's worth it as long as they can
Dire's middle tower
disengage,
is under
Um,
attack.
which is
I don't know if they. Yeah, they can. I really think you commit there a little bit harder if you're no coach. Honestly,
yeah, you
I
dive
think
on the
it's
other heroes.
a little bit cold feet. Honestly,
Yeah.
power of the Pugna word partially, just knowing that you can't really uninitiate from it. But I don't know. You just gotta kind of go
Yeah,
on.
I think that you just ignore the Brewlings and just run past them and get the other heroes, because you know that Brewmaster is just not nearly as strong.
Yeah, and they're definitely just gonna counter push now that they know. All right, you don't have Brewmaster ult. Let's.
Well, let's see if Honor Rogue can repeat a success. There's a big wave, so he can catch out the.
The Shadow Shaman. Yeah, okay, backs up immediately. And now Lycan spots him out, so
Yeah.
he's gonna force to blink down. Shadow Shaman needs to focus his wards right now, I think. I can never tell where those things are attacking.
No, they're attacking the creeps.
I hate those wards.
The dragon ones.
They go places.
Yeah, a lot of times they just like face the wrong way. Oh, 4-man Ravage.
Big Ravage, but there's no follow-up actually. Here comes the Razor finally, but Mech's already gone off. Killiwas is in trouble. Fisher will catch Natron out, but he's got Aegis. Earthshaker actually dies. Invader takes out that real quick, but they've kind of got to leave now. Yeah. Visage gets cleaned up by Shadow Shaman. So a 2 for tower, and maybe 3 for tower. K-Stiggs is gonna
that's gonna be
basically die here. He gets a free
Oh man. Oh,
he can't stick around against a Visage. He's gonna do that.
Yeah, but I wanted to point out that Zach was gonna drop the bird that just got killed by Eye of the Storm. That's another really annoying ability for Visage players.
It's a sad ability for Visage players. I've played enough Visage to know the sadness. The struggle is real, as they say. But now the struggle.
Until Razor's level 16 with eggs.
Yeah, but this is actually going to be the opposite of struggle is real, because here comes Brewmaster with ult. Zach's got a resummon, so he can easily just send these birds up there, and then immediately resummon new ones.
There's no Ravage.
There's no Ravage. Honor Rope's actually caught out, but it doesn't really matter. Good Hex by Pyro gets caught out, but Natrana's got ult up again. Yep. Killiwas has no ult. He's got a mech, but that's not enough.
And Echo Slam.
Echo Slam wasted on Brewling. Brewlings do die, but now it's just there's a ton of damage going on. K-Stiggs has to immediately break his link due to the Witch Doctor ward. Needs a rock.
Needs to be careful. This is, I believe, he doesn't have a.
No, and that's all right. That's gonna be a Rex. Lycan's trying his hardest here, but this is just unwinnable.
I think this is all because of that 5-man call. Or like, he's got a few of them actually.
I mean, realistically, it's from losing 3 people in mid when you'd only needed to lose maybe 1, honestly. Killiwas person that was way too far out. But now you're down a Rax because, you know.
Yeah, I mean, especially since they just secured the tower, you don't have the wards. Why force the fight when you know you're gonna get the tower? You're not gonna get another tower, right? So.
Zactar's gonna live here if he lands.
He's gonna drop the next 2 birds.
He's made a little bit of a mistake there. He let the bird die, and then he kind of started to run after that. And that's usually going to cost you your life, especially against a Lycan. And that's going to be the case. Yeah, it's going to be the case.
Yeah, he's going to run up to just get as far from his base. So
it's the problem where if you lose your micro, your immediate panic is to try to get your micro back and not worry about anything else. And he ends up beating a lot of damage to the face for it.
And I think Honor Rope's going to finish his heart right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of gold, and yeah, there's the courier going. Actually buys the Vid Booster. You think he'd grab the recipe at the base, but
yeah,
it's kind of an afterthought. You're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it.
Definitely. Now, what do you think Natrana's gonna get with the Brewmaster after? I mean, like normally you just get auras, right? But I know if I know Natrana, it should be a Hex coming up.
And it's Natrana. I think regardless, it'll be a Mystic Staff. So.
Illusion.
Let's see.
Because every single time I've asked him whether I should get Shivas or Hex, he goes, "Do you want an aura that does nothing or the best item in the game?"
An aura that does nothing is quite harsh for one of the better auras in the game, frankly.
Yeah, but he's like, "What's better, someone that's slowed or a sheep?" And it's hard to argue with that.
What's better, their carry doing 40 less attack speed, or their carry doing less damage for 2 seconds while he backs up and gets away just fine because their team's supporting him? It's a situational pickup is all. Right now we see Axe just throwing his weight around because he can. When you have a heart, you can do what you want. He's going to get linked and lose 84 damage, but I really feel like the Razor's been incredibly ineffective this game, especially considering that he didn't really have much of an issue top. His net worth
Ross is dying to something. Oh, these are just birds. It's just birds.
Bird damage is real, man.
Yeah, bird.
Especially once you get that axe up, and yeah. And there's the resummon. Okay.
They just get another tower off of everybody rotating for the birds.
I mean, you have to. You can't lose your Shadow Shaman right now. You need those wards. I feel like Pyro definitely needs a little bit more investment in his leveling.
Yeah.
Because right now he's like level 1 wards ain't gonna cut it in a fight.
Definitely not.
But we'll see. Zach lands the right bird. Yeah, okay. There's the other ones. I was about to say you generally want to land all your birds just at one at a time, so they're all 7s. You want those 777s. It's like Vegas, Visage. Say a lot of letters for a reason. Actually, they have everything but the eye in common. I don't agree with that. Probably shouldn't. Sole assumption for a Lycanwolf, but it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, I'll argue semantics, but mid lane is pushing in and it's costing them pressure. Like, they're just gonna take chip damage on this tower from the Pugna, just going up there, chip, chip, chip.
Just looking at the graphs, though, I mean, like, it's not that far off, but it just feels like the rating just has such a big grip on this game. I think it's because Lycan, when he doesn't get farmed, it just feels so useless. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's also really good spacing.
He needs to be like way ahead. Is how I feel about Lycan. It's the same with Nature's Prophet. Like, an evenly farmed Nature's Prophet with the opponent's carry is garbage. So.
You see, they're just taking like chip after chip. That tower's down 1,000 health just from Pugna Blast and Visage attacks. And he hasn't actually even lost a bird. And they can't really engage on it because of the Pugna ward. They basically have to, you know, they're doing a great job of saying, hey, fight us or don't, we don't really care.
Yep. Yeah, this is a really
now
quite the predicament for the Dire.
And they don't even get the Lycanwolves to do anything now.
Oh yeah, now with the sentries out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
You mean the Observer ward, right? Oh yeah, it's a sentry, sorry.
Oh, so what were you saying about the yellow eye?
It's the exact same as, like, because that's the sentry ward, but it's got the yellow eye like it's an Observer ward. It's stupid. Fix that shit. I'm just saying, a lot of pros use this ward for the reason that it's hard to fucking decipher whether or not it's worth killing at the immediate glance. You see a lot of pros use the MLG ward because it was impossible to click on. They fixed that.
You don't assume that they want to. They don't want to just support MLG and spread.
In what, Shadow Demon? Everyone's just a big fucking Shadow Demon fan in the pro scene. Gotta show their love. Come on now. But Earthshaker's actually taking a lot of damage from these creeps in mid. And Earthshaker also doesn't have his blink.
Oh yeah,
I really feel like a lot of support players need to adjust to this style of actually having to farm sometimes. I feel like it's one thing that a lot of people aren't doing right now in support, so it's okay. My job's not to get farmed, you know? My job's to, you know, make sure your carry doesn't die. It's my job to make sure of all this. But you can't really do anything right now if you're roster or a shaker. You kind of have to rely on getting a good fight. And part of the reason for that is because they've been roaming around fighting because of all the pressure Eclipse have been putting on. So well played by Eclipse, but man, just sometimes you gotta say fuck the team. I'm 50 gold from Blink.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
Yeah, it's because you play.
I play mid, so.
So you do regardless.
Yeah.
But like, this has got to be frustrating because he really can't go on this. And
yeah, this is. I mean, nothing's gonna change now that the tower's gone. It's like.
Yeah, Honor Rope's actually pinging. He wants to go here. So, oh, there's all the pings. Good Fisher, but this is actually a really scary situation because there's a lot. Like anybody on their team who blinks is immediately terrifying. Like if Axe blinks on me, Jesus Christ! Like I'm shitting my pants. Kind of questionable Pugna wards. Just gonna kind of get.
This is gonna get canceled. I think.
And it's not the biggest deal right now, but it's kind of like.
Trana has 5k gold.
Well, yeah, he's saving for his blink, or he's he's cheap.
Yeah.
And now see, it's just like, okay, we'll just farm your jungle. What are you gonna do? Farm top? You can't farm top. You don't know where we are. And there's an Axe right there, and he'll call you, and if we're anywhere nearby, you guys lose the game. So what are you gonna do? You can't farm top, you can't farm bottom, because it's all the way down next to our tower, which is dying.
And then you have mid to keep you rotating back and forth.
So you get to farm mid every once in a while for like 100 gold the wave.
Yeah. This almost feels like a style that you and I are very familiar with.
It's the Natrana style.
It's the when you're ahead, get more ahead, and look at the gold graph.
It's the Artosis strat. Oh, Kiliwas with the Ravage, gonna dump Witchdock immediately. Call doesn't really do a whole lot. K-Sticks pops BKB, takes out the... There's another ward down. Brewmaster ult goes off, but no, it doesn't actually go off. He's getting stun locked. That Brewmaster ult's just delayed so much. This fight's theirs. Like, Razor's just gonna right-click down a lot of people. Your Cyclone's good, but... Optimus Exact's going to live? Yeah, Optimus Exact gets away. And Brewlings are just right-clicking on the range tracks. They're gonna get range tracks top. I hope Natrana's gonna die. Yeah, there's no way Natrana lives for that, but he does get the range tracks. Makes the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, that was a really good initiation from Kiliwas there.
And it's kind of, you got two options. It's either A, man the fuck up and blink in entitled, or B, smoke the fuck up and walk around entitled. Because you can't you're eventually gonna lose if they just sit there. I mean, you saw they still lost something. But...
What do you think was the mistake from Eclipse there? I personally think Witch Doctor was just way too close.
Yeah, they took a pitch of opportunity. They're gonna get Roche out of this. Those should be feed birds. Oh no, they're not. Roshan doesn't agree with feeding the birds. Roshan's a bro for me. You saw him. He interrupted that tide. He's like, it'll be really interesting to see if what they do, because I feel like the right play right now is just to say, okay, you guys want to try to take Roche? We're gonna have birds chip away at you, and we're gonna see what we can get out of the map in the meantime. Because these birds are just being annoying right now. Bird flies in, scouts, flies in, tries to take the Roche, and oh no! Where's the why is the bird not killing the Aegis? Come on!
Oh.
Like, but here's the fight, actually. Kiliwas gets caught out with a call. He doesn't have Ravage, though, so it's not really that big a deal. But K-Stick,
Pyro down.
Shadow Shaman gets blown up. Lycan's next on the list, but he does have Aegis. Getting mana drain. He can't actually attack right now, unfortunately. K-Stick's backing up. Due
he won't have Lycan for him.
K-Sticks is leaving, and now Lycan's going to die, so... All in all, unfortunate fight. Lycan doesn't actually have... Okay, Lycan just barely has buyback. Thankfully, he's under-farmed enough. But he's not going to have Necro Book for another minute, so there's that down.
They got him.
They will have Tidal, though. And they will have Earthshaker ult, and Earthshaker's got his Blink now, so this could actually be...
They'll have two titles.
They have two titles. They're going to have two titles. They're going to have an Echo Slam. They're going to have Rasta Wards. Like,
and Eclipse don't know about the double title. Unless, oh, they can check now, since he's showing.
This is actually kind of a trap for Eclipse, really. Yeah. Eclipse, my friends. CVAC. I love that. I love that CVAC. I'm giving you shit if you ever listen to this, but I love that. Like, they should just go on this.
There it goes.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that Echo Slam.
Oh, he doesn't actually have the mana for a second Ravage, unfortunately, but it's not going to really matter. On a Rope dies, and now K-Stig's kind of getting focused as Natron just tries to disengage, and yeah, they're done here. Natron actually focusing a little
bit. Move the Fire Panda.
Yeah, it's focusing a little bit hard, and oh,
let the Panda die.
Yeah. Oh. Misplays. Just up. They're coming still though. They have definitely the ability to chase. And yeah, here's the Earthshaker. You ain't getting away. There's the Hex. Here's the Shackle. Go on home. Back in a body bag. You panda thing. So another one fight for no coach, and it wasn't even a perfect fight. We only got one Ravage off due to another ward. We only got, a bad Earthshaker ult that really only hit. Well, not bad, but it only hit.
Pretty good. Well, it don't hit X, but it hit like a lot of the. It did a lot of damage to X.
It did a lot of damage to X, but it's not what you're looking for.
Right.
This kind of situation, but it just doesn't matter.
Yep.
Like, no coach is at a point where it's like, we've survived the pressure, now it's time to show off our stuff, and now X hits a pipe, but I actually agree with that. Because the Earthshaker ult is not you're not your problems. It's the fact that right now, like, you're just disabled for so long that you can't quite get what you want out of a fight. And especially not the problem when, here comes their team beating down your wall. Good call. G-Man's actually just way too far forward, but there's another Ravage available. I don't know if they saw the refresh. Now there's two dead. And now it's looking really hard to defend this. Buyback out of Pugna, but Witch Doctor falls instead. And it looks like their buybacks are going to push this back. K-Sticks actually unfortunately falls, along with the Earthshaker, but buybacks push this back. And now we see the Witch Doctor buy back. They're definitely looking to push and end this now.
But the thing is, they didn't get the Lycan, who already bought back, so we look at the buyback status. We have Razor does have the buyback, and so does the Earthshaker.
Yeah, so
this might be another trap, but Natrana finished his a refresher orb.
Now the real question is, if you're Kiliwas, do you refresh immediately and hope to have one title, or do you try to save it for as long as you can and see if you can get two before the fight happens? It's 100 seconds, but
that is a dilemma. Personally, I don't know how you feel about the double Panda ult, but I think that the fight is not going to last two Panda ults.
I don't think Natrana is going to be able to survive for a second Panda ult, because we're kind of getting to that point where the Panda, the Brewlings are actually squishy enough.
I think he should have just went Auras or a Sheep Stick.
Yeah. It's just kind of... Like, see, because right now the debate is, you hit Refresh Orb now and just get that cooldown started. I think you do, because you kind of have to. Especially, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Axe blinks in actually and manages to get a really good initiation, makes this no follow-up on the Ravage. And there's actually an Earthshake roll somewhere, I'm not quite sure where, but...
Oh, it was over the top, but...
Alright, good pick
It
up.
splits off everybody off, 3 people with...
Yeah, but it's not really mattering. In
Yeah,
base, it's actually just eating kids. And there's the stuns, Optimus Exact's gonna fall... I don't know, this Lycan can't... There it is.
Look at the Tronic.
So the question is, do you refresh and brew ult again? Oh, okay. I definitely think you pop the refresher. Maybe. Oh, and the birds take the tower, and they do die for their troubles, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's a little bit questionable to chase Natrana here. They're really
He's just gonna stall, yeah.
Like you're not. Earthshaker has blink, so blink, buddy, blink. Earthshaker's actually gotta be careful. I don't know if they know about this refresh.
Oh.
Yeah. The Earth Bandit is still linked though, so Razor actually should just start right-clicking these. I don't know what he's waiting for.
Stop.
Razor, my friend, I don't know if you're a vampire. You do not need an invitation to get to the House of Pain. And now Kilios is gonna eat some damage, and it's just kind of like y'all are getting played with. Good anchor smash, actually. Really stops Natrana's blink immediately.
But he's gonna get it now. Oh! I don't know if they know that he's... They just assume he's away.
Yeah.
And Natrana did a great job there just stalling it out for his team.
And of course, got a little bit of a gift from the RNG gods there, making Tide miss on the Drunken Haze. So.
Well, it's not bad much.
It's not bad odds. I didn't. He's like, you know, he's playing to the RNG Christian gods.
Okay.
You know, the nice ones. As opposed to them RNG Catholic gods that are on whenever I'm playing any hero, like Ogre. But anyway.
I believe Catholicism is a branch of Christianity, but...
Well, you know, there's Protestant. I don't know religion, man. Come on, back
to the game. Back to the game.
Yeah, Kilios is gonna have double ult in 30 seconds, so.
Oh,
they're finally gonna get tier 1 top, actually. Hastix unfortunately decides he's not gonna ult for this. I don't know why. Could take it that much faster. But overall, no coach is kind of at that point where they can win fights on their terms, but not necessarily Eclipse's terms.
But look at the EXP graph.
Yeah, like EXP is definitely in their favor, but Gold's still quite not, and fights still quite aren't. You know, they're not quite in that point where you'd be like, oh, that was a solid fight. You know, so it's a little bit unfortunate.
So, big item pickup. Zach got his Assault Cuirass, which is really good.
Works very well with their entire team of people that don't.
I think the thing that's gonna tip the scales is I think Witch Doctor needs an eggs, and he's so far from it.
Yeah, Witch Doctor's gone straight up support here, and I think it's a bit of a mistake to do this to a Witch Doctor.
Yeah. Also, I disagree with getting like even points into Maledict now. I think it's just get stats at this point. You're never gonna get close enough to cast it.
I disagree with that.
You think so? Okay.
I think without the Ags, you might as well just say fuck it. Like, he's not gonna get a Death Ward off, honestly, at this point. Unless he literally stands back away from the fight and avoids everything and then drops the Death Ward, like, you're not getting it off. They're doing a great job of split pushing top with these familiars. Zach doesn't have the resummon yet, though, so it's a little bit awkward. Because generally what you want to do is split push with the familiars and then have the resummon ready, so if a fight breaks out, you can have the familiars immediately back to you.
But he'll have it.
It depends how big Kilios' testicles are. Because if Kilios goes now, he ain't gonna have it. Probably not the best idea, considering you don't know where most of them are.
Well, they have Lycan Wolves to scout that out. As soon as...
Yeah, you just see his familiar damage.
Oh, Natrana jumped in and he got hexed again, but he gets...
Yep, beautiful Ravage by Tide. He needs to refresh and Ravage again. Or at least have the refresh again.
Oh, there's another
ineffectual Slam really doesn't do a whole lot. K-Stix is in there though. Witch Doctor with a beautiful Death Ward, but it doesn't matter. He's that lit up. Brewmaster kind of just running around doing a whole lot of nothing. They're trying to get him now.
But they get the racks.
They get the top racks, but I don't think that matters that much if your team's dead. It just depends how many of them get away, because Brewmaster TP's out, and Axe gets away, so... Losing a melee racks is unfortunate, but... I don't know, no coach is at that position now where it's like, alright, we lost a Rax, what now? Because you gotta do something. You're down a Rax.
Yeah.
You can't just You know, let them.
You can't
All
let
right,
them
get the
respawn.
rest of them. We'll be here. You know,
Yeah,
now is
this-
a chance to like force them to do something.
Oh, they're gonna
They'll
look
run
to
in.
take a Roche.
Yeah,
But
take
yeah,
Roche FTPs and be ready.
they definitely need to take a. No coaches needs to take a fight on the Radiant side. Because they've been winning every fight, but if they win fights on their side, they get nothing out of it, and in fact, they lose because yeah, you just never want to be fighting in your own territory.
I forgot you could zoom out.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm not zooming out anymore.
That just threw me off because I accidentally did it.
Well, they don't even decide to do the Roche.
Yeah, again, this is kind of not what you want to be doing. Rasta does have level 3 Serpent Wards now because he's got level 2 plus Ags, but drops a ward there. I actually think that the ward right there, and actually both sides have this ward, I think it's kind of worthless. Like, because there's no movement in this area that's going to matter.
Well, other than toward Roche.
Yeah, but it's... I don't know, I just don't feel like... I feel like if... Okay, so this ward's pretty good right now. But this ward was laid like 4 minutes ago, and that's not a relevant ward.
Yeah, I suppose.
So...
Oh, wait.
I don't know. I feel like one thing that a lot of... And I'm not insinuating anything about Soundboy or anything, but I feel like one thing a lot of supports do is it's very easy to get lazy and, you know, like, oh, I have to ward. That's my job. I'll just ward. And it's like, your wards... You know, good warding is part of a support. It's like, you gotta have good wards. You can't just place them and hope they're relevant. Like, they had no idea that Roche ward's gonna be relevant.
Right.
It ends up being relevant. It ends up being very relevant, but... I suppose I'm splitting hairs because there's really not a whole lot of else going on right now. Both teams are just kind of jockeying for position.
Yeah, but the thing is, what is taking 2 lanes of Rex allows Eclipse to do is just to sit on the lane that is not taken and just clean up the wave after wave, and which just pins no coaches in their own base.
This is just still not quite level 16, so the birds aren't quite the death machine for Rasta that they normally are, but they do know those birds are out there. I'm not sure how they actually... Oh, they saw them with the ward, so that's a free bird.
Yep.
And that's a sad panda. Well, Visage, but...
What? What?
Alright, Seared Shop well defended. See them birds coming there now. Bet you they won't.
If they scout that, I think you... Well, I don't know. Like, Rasta has not been the biggest impact, so I don't...
Wards are still scary, though.
Yeah.
This is kind of an awkward situation. Like, you kind of
It's
see them
real-
just standing around these wards, like...
Yeah, let's
If
hope
they're
that
gonna-
somebody walks in here.
If someone walks in here, we'll get a kill, and if somebody walks in here to scout, we'll kill whatever that is.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate. At least they're going to die soon, so they'll think that Rasta Ward's around.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'll assume he meant to ward or something.
Yeah, maybe he was using...
Here comes Axe with an invis, and I don't think Axe knows about the sentry. You definitely see K-Sticks pings it out. He's like, hey, I know about this sentry. But Axe is just waiting for an opportunity in bottom lane with this invis. And Neutron's actually kind of getting to a... Like, they're kind of got a pincer going on here. They need to be really careful.
Ooze.
Yeah, alright. So they do get out of this, but... Depending on... Oh,
Oh,
Neutron's actually on the right side of the Fisher, thankfully. But he's still gonna get shackled out. I don't think this is gonna be actually a good idea, because here comes the Axe. There it is. Let's see if they can actually disengage from this. Rasta's
Oh,
thankfully not...
Rasta's not going to be happy.
Yeah, Rasta's not going to enjoy this, unfortunately. But it doesn't really matter that much, because...
Because he doesn't have wards anyway.
Yeah. He actually does. There's the rock.
Oh,
Rasta's
big call.
Rasta buys back, TP's in. Axe is taking a ton of damage. And here comes the Lycan.
There was just no...
Like, you kind of got to disengage off of this. And there's a Ravage on only the Visage. Visage is going to die. Immediate refresh from Killiwash just with the cooldown going, but... Again, another one fight for no coach. I hope they can make something out of it, though, because right now their base is just getting lit up.
Dyer's middle tower is
Do we have...
under attack.
Yeah, there's no Visage familiars alive either. They got melted in the fight. And it's kind of awkward, because when you're at a time like this, where Razor and the Tide Anchor Smash can kind of run around like two-shotting birds, you kind of almost don't want them in the fight other than for a really quick stun. And then, because like usually at this point in the game, I kind of just throw them in there for the quick stun and try to right-click down their supports. And the instant a Tide Hunter or something walks near them, I just fly them to an objective. Just start right-clicking. Just get something. It's kind of... I don't know, it's kind of a difference in opinion here. It's versus the way I play Visage. Not gonna force
everybody... No, Visage actually doesn't have buyback, but he'll be up.
Yeah, Visage, yeah. They're gonna get some tower damage out of this.
Kilos does have a boost of travel.
I actually think this is kind of a poor buyback, honestly, because they have plenty up.
Oh man, they're trying to get sheeped up
Trying
again.
to get sheep. Actually, if they can kill him, this is huge. There's the Titan. That's game. There's no way you can come back from that. Because you don't have buyback on the Brewmaster. Axe is falling. You have buyback on Pugna, but not Witch Doctor. There's 4 down. Could be 2 down, but like, this is a lot. This is a huge loss. Axe and Pugna immediately buy back. And they actually, you gotta respect us a little bit more than that. Come on. G-Man, you gotta have some respect for the Axe buyback. And now Razor is in danger of not having respect for the Axe buyback. Because here comes Axe, and he gets sheeped immediately. Let's see if he gets the Shackle. There's no Shackle from the Witch Doctor, or from the Shadow Shaman. He doesn't have mana. K6's gonna drop. Really big mistake to force that. And I think it's an also bigger mistake to buy back here. Because I think their opinion is, you know... Like,
oh man, Kilos is gonna die too now.
Kilos does have buyback, but it's
but
just...
they need a defense, but
they bought back, I guess, to...
Yeah, they need to defend
They
their
bought back
base.
to defend or to push harder.
But Radiant's Ancient is... Ooh.
Radiant's Ancient is under pressure, but, you know, the Witch Doctor is up. Thankfully, he died fast enough, I guess. And there's Tidehunter back. So now it's basically a game of defend the bottom racks, and it's a game of watch these Visage Birds go.
Are you going for the melee racks?
Yeah, that's not... I will actually say that's wrong, because now he's going to lose all the birds, and their team's going to get destroyed, because Axe is dead. The birds are dying to creeps. I don't... Zach's land is too late, unfortunately, and now it's like... You lost Axe. Axe doesn't have buyback. Axe is dead for 90 seconds. Your Brewmaster's back up, so you're not going to lose the game. But...
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah, you got to hit those range tracks, and you also got to be watching the timer, honestly.
It's lower armor and lower health. And it doesn't regen.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that it doesn't regen. And the other thing is, as a Visage player, when you do something like that, you really got to watch the timer. Because you know the creeps spawn every 0 and 30 seconds. It's not like that's hidden information or anything. You got to be watching for it. Because if you fly the birds in when it's not that time period, and you know the creeps spawn at 30, birds don't.
Has double ravage in 20 seconds too.
Yeah, double ravage is up. Brewmaster split is up, but these wards are down. I really think you just got a brew split to kill the wards. Brew brings in, gets a clap off, and he gets immediately hexed. Pyro's been on point. Trana's gonna drop immediately, and now it's.
Have buyback again.
Like Razor ult's running around killing people. Earthshaker immediately interrupts a Witch Doctor ult. Ravage 1, Ravage 2, not even needed really. He doesn't have the mana for it anyway, it's alright. And yeah, that's gonna be game. So very well played by
well
Coach.
I'm excited for game 2.
Very excited.
Alright.
I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, what's up? Hello? Oh.
Hi.
Okay.